We did two really great interviews at THREADX. The first one was with Moor, founder at Ryonet. Now, I've been hearing a lot of rumors about Ryonet and what they're investing in, where they're going, and things they're spending their time on nowadays. So I wanted to go straight to the source. Here's a really great interview about where they're going for this year and on, how they're thinking about auto, here's how they're thinking about digital. Take a listen. What's up, Print Hustlers? Bruce from Printavo.
Ryan from Ryonet, Rock, Allmade.
A lot of things.
Yeah.
We're here at THREADX this year, 2020, down in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's beautiful. Although,
why are you wearing a jacket?
I run chili. Ryan actually hit me up because they were investing a huge amount in a particular side of the business, and I wanted to just learn about why, where it's going, what it is. So, what's been going on with the whole rock US?
So last year, actually at THREADX, we kind of came up with a just different strategy in business called like Together is Better. How can we look for partnerships in the industry that people that, whether it's vendors or people that are doing things that have resources or abilities that we don't have, and maybe we have a core competency in this area and they have a core competency in another area, whether it's a product or a service they might do or a resource they might have. And so that kind of prompted us to go out and talk looking for investors in Allmade. Started out with investors in Allmade. So we were kind of going through our network and looking for investors, had a whole pitch deck put together, went like through the VC route, went through...
This was a year ago?
This was a year and a half ago, and it was not successful. Like, not, I mean, I guess the t-shirt...
Why weren't they interested?
T-shirt model, I think, is a hard model. I mean, it's low margins,
sure, long
cash flow. It would be a hard model for a venture capitalist to like invest in. We kind of switched and said, let's go look out in the industry. And so we went to our partners and vendors and people in the industry, and one of the people that we approached was the Rock team. They actually have a couple investors that work behind them in Europe, and they're like, oh, you guys are looking for investment? Like, you're like, yeah, we're looking for investment. And comes to find out they weren't like wanting to invest in t-shirts because they sell equipment 6 figures versus 1 figure.
Yeah,
but
press versus a lot of t-shirts.
Yeah, and we have another deal that we worked out on the Allmade side that's really exciting. We'll be talking about in the future here, but they kind of pitched an idea to us, and it just wasn't the right idea either. So we kind of went through 2 ideas, but I kind of came up with ideas like, how can we take this rock business, and the market's growing really heavy, people love the equipment, it really changes lives in shops, and how can we get more resources and people together? So you have financial backers, you have the manufacturer, you have us in the market, and another Canadian partner. How can we bring that all together into one? And that's where the concept kind of started. The whole goal behind that was to be able to expand, give more resources to printers to be successful using the equipment, and also kind of handle the digital conversation as the industry goes forth and does more in digital.
Okay, so there's a lot of things there.
Boom, boom, boom.
I have a horrible memory, so I'm just going to try to recall some of these things. So basically, first thing, interesting Allmade announcement you said you're going to mention. Any hints or anything about that? Okay, no hints. When can we expect something around this?
In a month or 2, yeah.
Okay, a month or 2-ish. All right, we'll circle back. Then you're talking about the rock investment. When was the first rock you guys sold?
I believe it's Twin City Tees, 2012. Okay. So Alex, I believe he was the first.
So fairly recently. I mean,
yeah,
8-ish years ago, 7-8 years ago.
Yeah, they've been around for 35 years, right. Over 35 years, 37 years, I think. Right. Extremely good manufacturers. In the worldwide market of printing, we have a very unique market here in the U.S. It's an entrepreneurial market, and it wasn't always like that. It used to be an industrial market. So huge shops, lots of people. That industrial market moved overseas. The rock of the industrial market here was called Precision. Have you ever Precision ovals? Big, huge presses. There used to be shops in the U.S. with 100 of these presses, thousands of employees, and that all went overseas throughout the 90s. And so other people throughout the world, Rock being one of those people, started companies and started serving that market. So they kind of built their model around serving the industrial market.
Gotcha.
There's a shop in Ningbo called Ningbo, actually screen printing in China, that has over 100 rocks.
Right.
Huge. So great manufacturing. They had to be the best manufacturer to do this, but then coming into the U.S. market, it's completely different. You're dealing with one-on-one relationships, lots of customers versus a few customers.
Sure.
I was talking to the dealer of rock in Bangladesh, and he's like, yeah, I have 36 customers. I can go see 36 customers. Each of those customers buys a container of screen printing supplies every week. Wow. Every single one of those customers. So they're huge companies.
Right.
I mean, a container of screen printing supplies, a normal screen printer wouldn't go through that in years. So it's just crazy the difference in the business. But we were good.
Adjusting.
Yeah, we were good at the market, the startup market, helping over 200,000 people start screen printing. And so how can we combine that together? And we saw Rock as an opportunity to be different. It was super hard to bring in. We had to invest a lot of money, come up with different programs, and the opportunity to work directly with the manufacturer and the new Rock Us partnership is way better because now we're aligned all of our resources together, and we have competencies in maybe sales and marketing, and maybe the U.S. market, they have competencies in manufacturing and the international market. It's like a good joint synergies.
I don't think there's enough appreciation, especially for being able to adapt an older company to a newer market. You know, and there's pain points, right? Mm-hmm. But from what I've heard, and so you'll have to dive into this deeper. So there's new company, new distribution, new investments. Like, what is the whole new Rock US investment?
It's a whole new company. We took like 5 different parties and kind of brought them together. From the Ryonet side, people are like, well, did Ryonet sell out, or does Ryonet own Rock? It's like, well, Ryonet, screenprinting.com is moving basically to this side. So they're essentially sister companies. You know, there's ownership stake that's like similar, but like we want to grow the Rock business. So we don't want to like basically we're Ryonet to have a hand up. So Ryanet's becoming a distributor, which we were always a distributor. But we had this whole other side of our business that did all the installation and the financing and all that stuff on Rock. So that's basically the automated equipment side is moving over. We actually called it the APG team, is moving over into this new entity. And so still partnerships and sisters, but we want to bring on more Ryonets that serve different markets. So we're expanding that network. I think we brought on like eight partners already. Great,
so
just
other
all
people
different.
will be able to sell Rock, not just Ryonet.
Yeah.
In North America. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're touching people that we don't touch. They're serving. I mean, Ryonet's great and love helping start and grow screen printers. What happens when they start and grow is they end up finding another supplier that can service them better in their kind of industrial growth needs.
You want to manage that full lifetime value of the customer.
Exactly, yeah. And be able to have those touch points more often than just, as they start. Which we still, like on the Ryonet, screenprinting.com side, will still be fully very strong. That's our core focus.
Gotcha. I really appreciate the transparency around it too. Does that help service customers then as well? Like, is it, so the sales is one thing, but now, European company, probably a little bit slower, you're iterating, you're getting feedback. Does this US investment, like, is there a physical office or inventory?
Yeah, we're opening up an office in, we were going to do it in Atlanta, but it's 99% going to be in Orlando. It's a very closest eastern seaport. And it's, well, not Orlando, but Miami. And we have a tech Jason has been working, working with us for 7 years, I think, almost. Mm-hmm. So it's like, we're already there. So we chose that to be kind of the office and the center point. And a lot of people on the office side will still be in Washington. Not sure where it'll eventually land up. Our whole goal is to service people better, and a barrier to getting into different type of equipment is like, hey, this other company's been doing it for 35 years, and I know if I buy this press, it's going to be serviced, it might be louder or whatever it might be different, and I'd like to get your press, but you guys have only been doing this for 8 years.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, actually, we've been doing it for 37 years, just not us. Mm-hmm. So putting that together, bringing a 37-year-old company into a market that's only been around for 8 years, that longevity and that history is going to make this much, much stronger.
So are they sending, does Rockwell then have people servicing here in the States too?
So we have direct people that will actually be coming over back and forth more often and probably living here. It's a little harder to hire international, but like on year stints to help the relationship between the two partners flow easier.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and
it's exciting.
Joao's been kind of the channel manager for Rock since we started, and he's been just a great resource. We want to invest in better technology, service ticket systems. I want you to be able to pick up your phone, dial into your press, see what's going on, submit a ticket, order a repart if it's out of warranty. So just make it streamlined and not a burden as well.
I think that's interesting, especially, you know, a lot of people only see the outside of the company, right? And you only see the, like, it's supposed to work, it's supposed to have all these things, but there's so much to iterate on to get to that. I mean, this is a huge, huge step to help move towards what your customers are asking for. You also, the last thing that you mentioned is the digital aspect. So what are you guys thinking about with that? What's the investment look like with that? Where do you guys see things going on that end?
It's new. I think everyone asks, how long is screen printing going to last?
Right,
you know?
right. That's the big question. You know, every company's investing heavily. I mean, Rock's got the hybrid. MR's got the digital squeegee. You see some new ones too popping up out of China. So.
Oh yeah, it's definitely coming on. So how can we align, you know, a really good piece of equipment with a future-centric strategy that allows it to expand? So, like all of our equipment now made from 2018 moving forward is all digital compatible. So if it ever changes and the market goes full digital, you can actually make a screen printing press a digital press if you want to. At least a hybrid. Some of them are full digital compatible. You know, so it could be a full digital press. But like in 10 years, if somebody wants 10,000 Printavo shirts because Printavo's awesome and they want to, you know, rep the brand, and it's a white print on a blue shirt, you're probably still going to screen print that. You know, even 10 years from now. You know.
So is it a supplemental? It's like we run both.
Yeah, I think
it's still a supplemental, right? You have the DTG for certain orders, and you have screen printing for certain orders.
What if you could do all of it with one setup? You know,
got it. So
you could do
one
setup. You could do full digital. Somebody wants to sample that shirt, one shirt.
Then you run it off that.
Run it on a digital.
Right.
Somebody wants, well, that shirt's got a full color overprint.
Right.
They want 2. It's full digital. They want 200. It's hybrid. You know, where you screen print the underbase and
so your one press is super versatile.
You could expand and grow and add different modules. And then also, unlike standalone units, when you're plugging in, it's also convertible. So let's say this digital print head starts out and it prints 100 pieces an hour. Well, maybe in 4 years, it'll print 700 pieces an hour.
Sure.
You don't have to like completely scrap this whole thing and get another one. You can plug in that one, you know, and now the base press below is built to go at 1,200 pieces an hour.
Very modular.
So it's modular, and also if your digital print head needs servicing, you still have a press you can make money with. The whole strategy and the idea is to build a modular, you know, expandable system as the market takes shape, because there's a huge market for digital. It's all web to print. But what is the 98% of shirts are still screen printed?
Sure.
So what is, as that 98% turns to 95 and 90 and 85 and 80 and 50, you know, how does the market approach? And we look at other market spaces like electric cars. That didn't really happen until the hybrid came around, you know. And then the hybrid gave more technology and funding and proof of concept for Tesla and, you know, for full electric.
And now you've got the Audi and Jaguar and Porsche.
And now everyone's doing it. So, yeah, that's the hope, the vision. Because it is, the digital printing is more on demand, it's more eco-friendly, you know, and still love screen printing, but digital is definitely an exciting, you know, forefront as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Everybody, it's Ryan Moor. Thanks for joining us.
All right.